Hey, what's up everyone, it's David here. So I've got my long-awaited PS5 unboxing video. Bearing in mind that this console came out in November 2020, but very few people have been able to get a hold of stock of this actual console, so therefore it's a sight for sore eyes really in most people's living rooms or bedrooms, because obviously the availability of the console. But before I get to this unboxing video, I'd just like to shout out to my sponsors, Nonsense. It's everywhere. Get used to it. So a few things I would like to point out on the actual packaging of this console is that it's actually quite marginally bigger than the actual PS4 launch model. But packaging that obviously I'll show you in a brief time in the actual video itself, so you actually get comparisons of the actual retail packaging size. But I like how it's just, how they've put in the PlayStation 5 logo on the box, and the fact that it's also got PlayStation 5 below that, reminiscent to the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2. So yeah, it's quite a heavy box, and it's got quite a lot of information on here. I'd like to point out though that if you have this actual console, you no longer need a PS4, because this has basically got a PS4 built into it. So you can basically flog your PS4 on eBay, which probably won't get much, because they're probably, anyone that's gotten a hold of a PS5 has probably already done that, and therefore there's probably a surge in the amount of PS4 used consoles available on the market right now. Lightning speed. Harness the power of custom CPU and SSD with integrated I/O that rewrites the rules of what a PlayStation console can do. Breathtaking immersion. Discover a deeper gaming experience with support for haptics, feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio technology. Stunning games. Marvel at incredible graphics and experience new PS5 features. Play a back catalogue of supported PS4 games with system update. So underneath the retail packaging, you've got the standard formats that the console supports. Obviously, its region from where it's from. So it's got the B region for the Blu-ray, the 2 for DVD, and the 2 for the actual games. But again, the games aren't actually region coded, and neither is 4K Blu-rays. They're all they're not region coded at all, so you can actually play any games and any 4K Blu-rays from any region on this game console. And of course, it does have Dolby audio and DTS HD and HDMI. This is actually the third PlayStation to do HDMI and DTS sound. So there's nothing really new here. Maybe the Dolby audio is, well, yeah, other than that, it's pretty much standard. I'd point out that this console supports 8K, so it doesn't just stop at 4K. It does 120 frames. So play like you never before. So obviously I'm going to point out the PS4 launch model console, the packaging comparisons now of the sizes between the PS5 launch model and the PS4 launch model, and you'll be able to see the actual size difference. So the actual PS4 kind of shocked us a little, because it obviously was a lot smaller than the launch model of the PS3, but this has not followed suit with the PS5. The PS5 is actually even larger than the PS3 launch model, so it's actually the largest PlayStation yet. So I'm just going to show you in a minute. There we are. And as you can see, that's the difference in size for the height, but obviously there's a huge amount in thickness. So without further ado, let's get to the actual unboxing of this video, the whole point of this video in the first place. I'll just get a hold of a Stanley knife. I know of quite a few people that have been watching my videos for years have just been like, why don't you just get a knife? Oh, there it is. So I'm just going to open it up. And the next one. And boom. Ready to open it. Here we go. I feel like a kid at Christmas. Taking the console out of its retail packaging reveals a PlayStation logo in a white box. So I've got another box to open. Just like to point out that the launch model of the PS3 didn't have a double box, it only had a single. So this is something that's been carried across from the PS4 onwards. So I'm now opening the second box. This is where actually all the strap is in the actual packaging, as the first box part was actually just the retail packaging, just made out of a thin card paper, but it had all of the prints on. But this is obviously where all the strength is in the packaging. This one here. This is what obviously is protecting your £500 or $600 game console. Okay, so it's quite nerve-wracking to get this box opened. But, obviously, I've opened the second box to reveal a third box, and this box contains your PlayStation 5 accessories, such as your power cord, your figure of 8. Now, obviously, this is reminiscent to the PlayStation 1, the very first PlayStation, as it contained a figure of 8. The only PlayStation that didn't use a figure of 8 was the launch model, the PS3, that used a 3-pin. So this is a DualShock 5 controller. It does look a lot nicer, and it's got a cool light effect on it. I much prefer the look of this compared to the actual PlayStation 4 controller. Now this is your safety guide. It's got all the information on here. It makes for a very interesting read. It kind of reminds me of that VCR user manual that I have laying about somewhere under my bed. Makes for a very good read. This is another manual. This is the starter's guide, and it basically shows you how to set up your PlayStation 5 console. It's got some screenshots and showing you how to transfer your PS4 content over to your PS5. Again, another good read if you're reminiscent of a VCR manual. If you're old enough, that I have to point out that, and that's obviously your warranty guide, and this is your stand for your PS5 console. I had that stuck on my tongue, PS4, for some reason, don't know why. So you put your console on top of that little part there and your controller, so it stands up. That is your HDMI 2.2 cable. It's not very long, unfortunately, so it won't extend far if your TV is quite some distance away. And now to get on to the actual console itself. I apologise if I'm struggling, but it is quite a fair weight. It does remind me of the PS3 launch model, as that did weigh quite a lot. Trying to get it out of the box now. So now we're going to the big reveal of the actual console itself. Just unwrapping it very carefully, trying to savour the moment. You only get a new console once every 7 to 8 years. So it's got a piano black look on it in the middle with a matte white outer casing. Again, this is like a callback to the actual PS3 launch model for me. It's also the first PlayStation to actually launch in a white colour, as the PlayStation original, the first one, was a grey. And all the others since have been black. See, it's quite a size there. And of course this is the disc version. It's got the actual slot right there. So you put your discs in. Seems to stand quite well even without the actual stand. Something that I don't really see you needing, but you know, personal preference. You know, it has got a very fair weight onto it. On the back, it's got two 3.0 USBs, HDMI 2.2, an Ethernet port, and obviously the figure of 8 socket connection so you can power it, as well as the padlock so you can actually secure it to your entertainment system, but it's normally used for shops to stop people from stealing the console. As this is only a PS5 unboxing video, there will actually be a follow-up video showing you how to set up your PS5. So think of this video as a part 1 or part 2, but obviously if you only want to watch the unboxing video, you're done here. But if you want to see the setup video, then you can obviously watch the next video. So if you actually like this video, please, if you click that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can subscribe already. Thanks for watching. See you out there.